citizen who joined Islamist militants in Syria battling Bashar al-Assad, spoke exclusively to one of our journalists.
That's right. Her name is Charlotte Boitteau, and I think we have the English version of her account of this exchange on the website there. Essentially, it just popped up on her Facebook feed that one of her contacts or friends of the last 5 years had decided to go and fight holy war in Syria, as you do. He is one of about 300 French citizens who has taken that decision to fight alongside Islamist militants in Syria. So what she did is she engaged in a 10-day conversation with him, about 3 hours every night, trying to get his side of the story. He wasn't aware that she was going to write this up as a story for the France 24 website, but what you get is a very detailed account of his motivations, of his life there, the fact that he took his wife and his 2 children, he's only 27 years of age, and decided to up sticks and move away. It also, I suppose, even just in terms of the process of collecting that story, was quite a difficult tightrope to walk, I think, for Charlotte Boitteau, because she knows him personally, yet as a journalist she obviously saw that this was quite an intriguing story. Let's take a listen to her account of that sort of dilemma when she spoke to France 24 television this afternoon.
It was quite disconcerting because I knew him. It was very complicated to write this story because I was torn between my feelings and a journalist's objectivity, which I had to constantly keep in mind so as not to exaggerate my personal involvement, so as not to betray our personal closeness. So it was a complicated exercise and somewhat difficult.
And the left-leaning daily Libération also led with that story today as well. It was a sort of the two media, France 24 and Libération, brought it out together. And indeed, our own internet editor, Sylvain Attal, wrote a piece on what this says about the broader issues in French society, the fact that a young man from a Paris suburb is so unmoved by the values of tolerance, emancipation and solidarity espoused by the West, no longer believes in their sincerity, and made this decision indeed to fight holy war in Syria. And he wonders indeed if France's and the West's inaction in Syria, failure to intervene, might have something to do with the decisions made by Salahuddin, which is not his real name. So certainly it's an interesting story, and it can be checked out on France24.com.
Okay, just time for one more story. An odd choice of song by Mary J. Blige. This is back to the White House dinner earlier this week for François Hollande.
That's right. I think yesterday we were talking about how Stephen Colbert was invited along. That's the comedian who pretty much mocked François Hollande for his travails and the embarrassing aspects of his breakup 2 weeks ago. Well, I missed this detail, but Mary J. Blige also sang at the state dinner. Let's take a look at these pictures, because she sang quite a few songs for François Hollande and the Obamas, but one of the songs was Ne me quitte pas by Jacques Brel, which is quite an extraordinary choice of song just weeks after a very, very high profile and publicised breakup. It's one of the saddest breakup songs of all time, the 1959 classic by Jacques Brel, the Belgian French-speaking singer. Let's take a listen to the extremely melancholic words in song of Jacques Brel that poor François had to listen to in the midst of his travails.
Savoir comment oublier ces heures qui tuaient parfois à coup de pourquoi le cœur du bonheur. Ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas.
So there's been quite a lot of response to that choice of song by Mary J. Blige today, with some people commenting on how he got out of that. He's segued out of it by saying, oh, France and the US will never leave each other.
Okay, James Cruden, thank you very much for that. It has to be said, that is a great song, but it is a very sad song. So
it is indeed.
Something of a strange choice there by Mary J. Blige. You're watching France 24, live from Paris. Time now for our focus. And this week, the world marked Red Hand Day, or the International Day Against the Use of Child Soldiers. An estimated 300,000 children are caught up in the conflict.